Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Jaya Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nashtaprayeshu Vadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Lila Chapter 3 The Glories of Srila Hardas Thakur Text 223 onwards. जगत निस्तार लागी करे न चिंतान अवैष्णव जगत के मने आई बे मोक्षान. So previous verse we read how Advaita Acharya gave him the Shraddha Patra, when he did the Shraddha ceremony for his father. He gave the first meal to Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur protested, what are you doing? All the Brahmins will be very unhappy. But Advaita Acharya did not listen to him. So no, yeah, by feeding you, I am feeding 10 million Brahmins. Next verse, the theme is changing. So there is a story behind this also. So when Brahmans saw Advaita Acharya feeding Haridas Thakur, who actually was born in a Muslim family, but because he is a Vaishnav, Namacharya, Advaita Acharya thinks that he is better than any and every Brahman. But the Brahmins got upset with Advaita Acharya. That being an Acharya, being a Brahman himself, he doesn't know the rules. So they did not eat at Shraddha ceremony and they went home. And it so happened, Krishna has to teach lessons, that there was a big thunderstorm that evening, and there were winds, lots of winds. And at that time, people used to have lamps in their homes. And also from the lamp, the lady would take the light, fire, and then light up the cooking, whatever the stove, and then the cooking would happen. But that day, there were no lamps burning in the whole town. Whole town. And then these Brahmins went home without eating at Advaita Acharya's feast, and there was nothing at home, nothing cooked at home because there was no fire. And there were no such thing like lighter or matchstick at that time. Now everybody was worried. Now how is the cooking going to go on? Because it's not like the fire is going to just happen somewhere, somehow. So they were asking everybody who has the fire at home so we can take some wood, burn it, and bring it home. Nobody had fire. Then they found out there's only one place where the fire was. One lamp was burning in the cave of Haridas Thakur. That was the only lamp burning in old Shantipur. Now, if they had to eat, they had to get the fire from Haridas Thakur's cave. Otherwise, no eating. So then they forgot all the differences. They asked Haridas Thakur for fire. They begged for forgiveness. And Haridas Thakur, okay, take the fire. Who mind? Who cares? Take it, please. So that's how it was settled then. Haridas Thakur, being a Vaishnava, being a Namacharya, he was better than 10 million of those Brahmins. And then, like here in this shloka, it is said, Advaita Acharya was always absorbed in thoughts of how to deliver the fallen souls of the entire world. The entire world is full of non-devotees. He thought, how will they be delivered? So obviously this was before the advent of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Haridas Thakur also, because they were living next to each other, and they were thinking how the people will be delivered. Srila Advaita Acharya sets a standard for acharyas in the Vaishnava Sampradaya. An acharya must always be eager to deliver the fallen souls. A person who establishes a temple or mutt to take advantage of people's sentiments by using for his livelihood what people contribute for the worship of the deity cannot be called a Goswami or Acharya. The Prabhupada explained the Acharya must always be eager to deliver the fallen souls. That's the definition of Acharya. And that is why Advaita Acharya is called Acharya, because he was always eager, he was always contemplating how to deliver the fallen souls. And he's Advaita. Advaita means non-different. He's non-different than the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that's why he's called Advaita Acharya. One who knows the conclusions of the Shastras, follows in the footsteps of the predecessors, and endeavors to preach the Bhakti cult all over the world, is to be considered an Acharya. The role of Acharya is not to earn his livelihood through the income of the temple. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to say that if one earns his livelihood by displaying the deity in the temple, he is not an Acharya or a Goswami. In fact, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur goes ahead than this. He says, these professional pujaris, what they do, they use Shaligram Shila to break open the nuts so that they can eat the seed inside, like the badam or whatever karot. Of course, not literally, but this is what it meant, is when we use our deities to show off our deities and make money out of it. As if the deities are just like stones. They have no feeling, they don't have any emotions, and they don't have any power. If we are serving the deities, can deities bring all the money that we need for their service? They can. But the faith has to be there. The consciousness has to be properly situated. Then we will think correctly. So, Prabhupada further writes, it would be better for him to accept service even as a sweeper in the street, for that is more honorable means of earning one's living than just to showcase the deities. Krishna avatari puja karite lagila. Determined to deliver all the fallen souls, Advaita Acharya decided to cause Krishna to descend. With his vow, he began to offer Ganga water and tulsi leaves to worship the Lord. So this is what he did in Shantipur, close to Mayapur. Haridas kare gofaya nama sankirtana, Krishna avatirana haivena eitarama. Similarly, Haridas Thakur chanted in his cave on the bank of the Ganga with the intention of causing Krishna's descent. Dui janer bhakte chaitanya kaila avatara, nama prema prachari kaila jagata uddhara. Because of the devotion service of these two persons, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu descended as an incarnation. Thus he preached the holy name of the Lord in ecstatic love of Krishna to deliver the entire world. Ar aloke ke charitrata yahara shravane loke hai chamatkar. There is another incident concerning Haridas Thakur's uncommon behavior. One will be astonished to hear about it. Tarka na kariha tarka gochar tar riti, vishwas kariya shun kariya pratiti. Hear about such incidents without putting forth dry arguments, for these incidents are beyond our material reasoning. One must believe in them with faith. Ek din Haridas gofate vasiya, nama sankirtan kare na chakariya. One day Haridas Thakur was sitting in his cave, reciting the holy name of the Lord very loudly. Jyotsnavati Ratri Dashdik Nirmala Gangara Lahari Jyotsnaya Kare Jalamala. The night was full of moonlight, which made the waves of the Ganga look dazzling. All directions were clear and bright. Dware tulsi lepa pindira upara gofara shobha dekhi kirjudayantara. Thus everyone who saw the beauty of the cave with the tulsi plant on a clean altar was astonished and satisfied at heart. Hinakale ek nari angane aila tar anga kantya sthan pitavan haila. At that time, in that beautiful scene, a woman appeared in the courtyard. The beauty of her body was so bright that it tinged the entire place with the yellow hue. And actually, just to break the suspense ahead, this was Maya Devi herself came in the form of a beautiful woman to test Haridas Thakur. Maya Devi herself. Can we imagine? We get enamored by just a spark of Maya Devi's opulence. And here the whole Maya Devi herself had come personified in the form of her. We can only imagine how beautiful that woman must be to attract Haridas Thakur. Tar ang gandhe dashdi kamodita bhushan dhvanite chamakita. The scent of her body perfumed all directions, and the tinkling of her ornaments startled the ear. Asiya tulasi re say, Kaila namaskara, tulasi parikrama kari, Kaila komfadwara. After coming there, the women offered obeisances to the tulsi plant, and after circumambulating the tulsi plant, she came to the door of the cave where Haridas Thakur was sitting. Joda hate Haridaser Vandila Charan, Dware Vashi Kahe Kichu, Madhura Vachan. With folded hands, she offered obeisances at the lotus feet of Haridas Thakur. Sitting at the door, she then spoke in a very sweet voice. Jagater bandhu tumi rupa gunavan, tava sanga lagi mora ethake prayana. My dear friend, she said, you're the friend of the entire world. You're so beautiful and qualified. I've come here only for union with you. More angikar kar haya sadai, dine daya kare sadhu sabhavahai. My dear sir, kindly accept me and be merciful towards me, for it is a characteristic of all saintly persons to be kind towards the fallen and poor. Etabali nana bhav kare prakasha, yahar darshane munir hai dharya nasha. After saying this, it began to manifest various postures, which even the greatest philosopher would lose his patience upon seeing. Nirvikar Haridas Gambhira Ashaya, Balite Lagila Tare Aya Sadai. Haridas Thakur was immovable, for he was deeply determined. He began to speak to her, being very merciful towards her. Sankhya Nam Sankirtane Mahayagyaman Tahate Dikshita Ami Hai Pratitine. I have been initiated into a vow to perform a great sacrifice by chanting the holy name a certain number of times every day. Yavat kirtan samapta nahe, nakari anya kam, kirtan samapta haile, haye diksha visham. As long as the vow to chant is unfulfilled, I do not desire anything else. When I finish my chanting, then I have an opportunity to do anything. Dware Vashishun Tumi Nama Sankirtan, Nama Samapta Haile Karim, Tava Priti Acharan. Sit down at the door and hear the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. As soon as the chanting is finished, I shall satisfy you as you desire. Etabali karente ho Nama Sankirtanam, Sei Nari Vashi Kare Shri Nama Shravan. After saying this, Haridas Thakur continued to chant the holy name of the Lord. The women sitting before him began to hear the chanting of the holy name. कीर्तन करते आशी प्रातः काल हैला, प्रातः काल देखी नारी उठिया चलेला. In this way, as he chanted and chanted, the morning approached, and when the woman saw that it was morning, she got up and left. Ei mat tin din kare agaman, nana bhav dekhaye ate brahmar hare man. For 3 days, she approached Haridas Thakur in this, exhibiting various feminine postures that would bewilder the mind of even Lord Brahma. Even Lord Brahma could have been bewildered, but not Haridas Thakur. Although Haridas Thakur is incarnation of Brahma, but in this incarnation or pastime, he is Nam Acharya. So just like he transformed the heart of that prostitute earlier by letting her hear chanting 3 nights, same thing happened here. 3 nights that lady heard chanting of holy names. Krishna Nama Vishtamana Sada Haridasa Aranya Rodita Hai Sri Bhava Prakasha. Haridas Thakur was always absorbed in thoughts of Krishna and the holy name of Krishna. Therefore, the feminine poses the women exhibited were just like crying in the forest. Tritiya Divasera Ratri Shesha Jabe Haila Thakurera Sthane Nari Kahite Lagila. At the end of the night of the third day, the women spoke to Haridas Thakur as follows. Din din vanchila hama kari ashwasana ratri dine nahi tomara nama samapana. My dear sir, for 3 days you have cheated me by giving me false assurances, for I see that throughout the entire day and night your chanting of the holy name is never finished. Haridas Thakur kahe nami ki kari, niyam kariyachi taha kevane chadi. Haridas Thakur said, my dear friend, what can I do? I have made a vow. How then can I give it up? See, this is great instruction for all of us. We have taken a vow, whether initiated or not initiated, whether in front of our deities or in front of Prabhupada, whatever number of rounds we are going to chant, we have taken a vow. We should chant. Make sure that we chant it every day without fail. And not to make anybody feel guilty, but this is what pleases the Lord. Like Rupa Goswami said, no, Utsahad Nishad Dharyat. So with enthusiasm, determination, patience, we have to keep on chanting. And chanting and what other vows we have taken to do the service. तबे नारी कहे तारे करी नमस्कार आमी माया करते आइला परीक्षा तोमार. After offering obeisances to Haridas Thakur, the women said, I am the illusory energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I came here to test you. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna said, Devi Hesha Gunamai Mam Maya Duratyaya. This divine energy of mind, consisting of the 3 modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome. But those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. This was actually proved by the behavior of Haridas Thakur. Maya enchants the entire world. Indeed, people have forgotten the ultimate goal of life because of the dazzling attractions of the material world. But this dazzling attraction, especially the attractive beauty of a woman, is meant for persons who are not surrendered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Who are not surrendered. The Lord says, Mameve prapadyante maya me tantaratite. One who is surrendered unto me cannot be conquered by the illusory energy. So people ask, many times devotees ask, how do I know if I'm making progress? It doesn't look like I'm making progress. So this is the yardstick. One who is surrendered unto me cannot be conquered by the illusory energy. Now, if we are getting conquered, getting enamored, getting attracted by Maya, then we are not surrendered fully. We are surrendered to a certain extent, but not completely, not yet. We just have to work, do some more work on our bhakti, on our bhajan. The illusory energy personally came to test Haridas Thakur, but herein she admits her defeat, for she was unable to captivate. How is this possible? It was because Haridas Thakur fully surrendered to the lotus feet of Krishna, was always absorbed in thoughts of Krishna. By chanting the holy names of the Lord 300,000 times daily as a monk. Now, we all recently had this experience on Nirjala Ekadashi. Some of us chanted 300,000 names, some of them little less, but definitely everybody chanted more than 16 rounds. Although most of us did Nirjal, but while chanting, did we think of anything else? No. There was only one focus in our heart, in our mind. I need to complete whatever vow I have taken. I have to complete that many rounds. We cannot expect everybody to chant 3 lakh names every day, obviously not. But if we complete our quota, whatever vow we have taken, and then if we have free time, we can chant more. Definitely that will help us surrender more and keep Maya away. It means it will help us in not getting attracted by material energy. That's a simple process. It's not like many times people go to devotees, senior devotees or gurus or Maharaj, I'm getting attracted or I'm very fallen. What is he going to do? Is he going to does he have any power that, okay, you will not be attracted to Maya anymore? No. Even Prabhupada did not do all this. All he said is, okay, chant. And his, definitely Prabhupada's blessings are there, Krishna's blessing, Mahaprabhu's blessings are there. If we show sincerity in our bhajan, definitely we are not going to make it on the basis of our bhajan. But when we show our sincerity, then their mercy follows. And that will make us progress. But we have to do our part, that's all. So, I guess we can stop here and see tomorrow what else she says. So even Maya could not captivate Haridas Thakur because he has taken shelter of the holy names of the Lord and chanting 300, minimum 300,000, because when she came, obviously he was chanting day and night. So he can transform her heart also. Okay, see anybody has any questions or comments?
थैंक यू प्रभु जी, नाइस क्लास। ये चाहिए
Thank
था
you.
डोज चैंटिंग का, मेरी तो बड़ी स्लो हो गई थी।
अरे अभी तो आपने डबल सेंचुरी
कुछ
मारी
नहीं,
थी।
कुछ नहीं, उसके बाद से बड़ी मुश्किल से 16 राउंड्स हो रहे हैं मुझे।
हम लोग
पता
तो
नहीं क्या
इंस्पायर
हो
होते हैं, पूरी माता जी 20 20 राउंड्स 25 राउंड्स कर लेते हैं।
अब नहीं हो
Yeah.
पा रहा ना, उस दिन के बाद से पता नहीं नजर लग गई है।
नहीं, नजर नहीं लगी है। नजर क्यों लगेगी किसी की? You just had to be a little more strong.
I know,
That's all.
I know, I know.
हरिदास ठाकुर की नजर लगी प्रभु जी उनको।
उनकी क्यों नजर लगेगी? उनकी तो कृपा मिलेगी।
अपनी लग गई मुझे। ज्यादा दिमाग खराब हो गया ना, एकदम से सोचते कि ओहो तो इतना कर लिया, घमंड आ गया.
Just have to continue. That's all.
I know, I know, I know.
Okay.
Thank you,
चलो,
Prabhuji.
you all
Thank you
have a
so
safe
much.
and wonderful day. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Ram.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Thank you.